Hey man, is your daughter Amy in?
I haven't got a daughter.
How about your wife?
Single.
You busy?
Very.
When online poker boomed in the mid-2000s, dozens of brands fought for attention. Most shouted the same message: big bonuses, easy games, and huge jackpots. Full Tilt Poker did something radically different. It did not just sell a website, it sold a fantasy. Come sit with the gods of the game and learn, chat, and play with the pros. That simple idea turned a poker room into a cultural phenomenon. This is the story of the greatest marketing campaign in poker history. In June 2004, when Chris Ferguson and Ray Bitar launched Full Tilt Poker, the online poker landscape was already dominated by established players like PokerStars and Party Poker. What set Full Tilt apart wasn't just their software, it was their revolutionary understanding that poker marketing needed to sell dreams, not just games. While competitors focused on technical features and bonus structures, Full Tilt Poker recognized that poker players did not just want to play cards, they wanted to feel like PokerStars themselves. This insight would drive every marketing decision Full Tilt made for the next decade. Full Tilt's core move was to flip the usual endorsement model on its head. While rivals hired a few recognizable faces for banners or TV spots, Full Tilt was built around its pros. The site addressed itself as owned and operated by the biggest names in the game: Phil Ivey, Chris Ferguson, Howard Lederer, Jennifer Harman, Eric Seidel, Gus Hansen, Tom Dwan, Mike Matasow, and an entire roster branded as Team Full Tilt. When ESPN and other networks ran poker shows, these were the same faces making miraculous calls and multi-million-dollar bluffs. The message was irresistible. If you wanted to be part of real poker, you did not just watch them, you logged in and sat with them. Their slogan, "Play with the pros," was not just marketing copy. It was a promise that regular players could literally sit at virtual tables with their poker heroes. This concept tapped into fundamental human psychology, the desire for status, recognition, and the chance to prove oneself against the best. Even the commercials felt nothing like the loud, promo-driven ads of the era. Party Poker and other leaned into jokes and stereotypes. Lonely grinders, goofy no one to play with storylines, over-the-top character designs for a quick laugh.
No one to play with.
ESPN's WSOP promos used Jack Lang's Sasquatch to turn poker into a cartoon. Full Tilt went the other way. Its most iconic ads looked like movie trailers. The soundtrack was tense and cinematic, and a simple voiceover would talk about pressure, reads, and discipline.
We know when we play, a little luck helps. But luck can't explain why final tables have so many familiar faces. We play at fulltiltpoker.com.
These ads did not promise fun in the casual sense. They promised intensity, artistry, and psychological warfare. You were not just clicking buttons on a screen. You were stepping into the arena where the best in the world played. Humor, when Full Tilt used it, was still anchored deeply in the pro mythology rather than in cheap gags. Their Best Poker Face in the World series turned stone-faced legends like Eric Seidel, John Juanda, and Phil Ivey into the punchline, placing them in everyday social disasters where their unreadable expressions made everything more awkward and more hilarious.
Hey man, is your daughter Amy in?
I haven't got a daughter.
How about your wife?
Single.
You busy?
Very.
Some of the best poker professionals in the world play exclusively on fulltiltpoker.com.
The joke worked because everyone already knew that they were the best at the table. These commercials let fans see them in another light, without ever weakening their core image of elite mastery. That balance was something competitors never quite matched. Crucially, Full Tilt's marketing did not stop at the TV. It invaded the live poker world so completely that the brand became part of the scenery. At the World Series of Poker and other televised events, half the room seemed to be wearing Full Tilt hats, patches, and logos. Players were paid serious money just to put on the gear when they reached a featured table, tens of thousands of dollars for a televised appearance, even for lesser-known pros. That flood of branding turned every major poker broadcast into a living, breathing, Full Tilt commercial. What truly separated Full Tilt from PokerStars, Party Poker, and the rest was positioning. PokerStars marketed itself as the biggest and most reliable room, a global stadium with endless traffic and sleek tables. Party Poker was the friendly on-ramp, promising beginners and casuals that they could come, join the fun, and always find someone to play with. Full Tilt Poker chose a narrower but more emotionally charged identity. It was the home of serious poker, the place for people who wanted to study the craft and test themselves against the very best. Even its tagline was about learning to play like the masters, then ultimately discovering your own style, as later ads with Tom Dwan and Gus Hansen emphasized. That journey from limitation to individuality mirrored how real players actually improved, and it made the brand feel like a mentor rather than just a card room. The effect of this strategy was profound. Full Tilt did not just attract any traffic, it attracted the ambitious dreamers, students of the game, and fans who were willing to grind, watch, and talk strategy. Its community-driven image, combined with television sponsorship of shows like High Stakes Poker and Poker After Dark, stitched together live and online poker into a single universe. You watched Phil Ivey pull off the impossible on TV, then logged in, hoping he might show up 2 seats to your left. Whether that actually happened mattered less than the belief that it could. The campaign turned variants, those 1 in a million encounters, into part of the product. Beyond celebrity endorsements and media partnerships, Full Tilt revolutionized poker marketing through their visual identity and software design philosophy. While competitors used generic aesthetics, Full Tilt created something entirely different. Their cartoonish avatars, modern interface design, and distinctive branding made their software instantly recognizable and appealing to younger demographics. When players opened Full Tilt software, they were not just entering a poker site, they were entering the world they had seen on television, where legends like Phil Ivey and Tom Dwan made their reputations. As Full Tilt matured and the online poker market evolved, the company demonstrated remarkable marketing sophistication by completely reimagining their approach while maintaining their core brand identity. In 2014, following their acquisition by Amaya Gaming, Full Tilt made the bold decision to move away from the pro-centric advertising entirely. They discontinued sponsorship deals with their remaining professional players, signaling a fundamental shift in their marketing philosophy. This transition culminated in their innovative The Bluff and The Call campaign. These cinematic advertisements represented a revolutionary approach to marketing, focusing entirely on the player experience rather than celebrity endorsements. The campaigns told the same poker hand from 2 different perspectives, emphasizing the psychological warfare and emotional drama that made poker compelling. The tagline,
"Forget the movies. The best poker stories are right here at Full Tilt,"
positioned real players as the heroes of their own narratives rather than spectators watching professionals perform. While their early play with the pros strategy had been perfect for poker's boom period, the later campaigns recognized that established players wanted validation of their own experiences rather than access to celebrities. Of course, the story of Full Tilt Poker ultimately ends in a scandal. Regulators revealed that player funds had not been properly segregated from operating accounts, and key insiders were accused of taking enormous payouts, while the site ran effectively as a giant hole in the ground for customer money. But that dramatic fall is, paradoxically, part of what cements the legend of its marketing. A mediocre brand cannot fall from grace. Full Tilt Poker had become so massive, so embedded in the visual language of poker, that when it crashed, the shock reshaped the entire landscape and helped end the golden era of televised poker itself. In hindsight, Full Tilt Poker's campaign worked because it understood something every great marketer in a high-aspiration niche eventually learns. People don't buy products, they buy identities. Full Tilt wasn't begging you to join a website. It was inviting you into a myth, one where you could trade blows with champions, become a master, and maybe, just maybe, become the next face in that slow motion walk through Las Vegas.